Hey guys, welcome back. And as promised the other day, I'm back with my review, final thoughts on the Carisma M10SC. If you've seen my other videos, right out of the box, the tires on this thing are indeed horrible. They don't really hook up well on any one surface. I tried putting the WD-40 on them to give them some more bite. That didn't work. You know, they're rubbish. I think it was Filthy Co-RC commented, I think it was on my last video, saying looks like those tires would hook up best, I think he said, on a clay track. For general bashability though, they're really not that good. And also out of the box as well, the servo is quite slow. So those were two things right from the get-go that were apparent. But onwards with the review. I've run my token 10 packs through this. I've had no major breakages. I say major because there's a couple things after my last run the other day when I brought it in, because this thing was an absolute mess and took forever to clean. But I cleaned it off and I wanted to give it one final check over to go through things, make sure that nothing was broken. And I did find a couple of things. Not deal breakers, but I figured I'd share them with you anyways. First thing on the body, on both ends here, I've had some hard landings on rough surfaces right here on the back, and I'm starting to see the body right there on those angles starting to split on both sides. So I'll try and patch those up. To me, not a big surprise given that you've got the back portion cut out here to allow for your spare tire. That really wasn't a surprise to me. The other thing I noticed, I don't know if I would say it was a surprise or not, but the other version of this chassis you can buy is the Desert Buggy, which looks super sweet. But I got the truck because Charlie from BNCRC bought the Buggy, and so I thought I would get something different. But he had made mention after one of his runs that on the back here, he had one of the screw heads pop out where the screws go through the chassis here to your diff to hold everything down. He had actually popped a screw head off on a rough landing here, and he had said that the screw was still in there. He didn't know how the heck he was going to get it out. Said he'd probably just leave it. Well, upon cleaning this up the other day, I noticed the exact same thing here. So if you buy this, I'm wondering, because this metal chassis does extend all the way back here, so you're running these screws through metal. I'm wondering if maybe a dab of blue Loctite more towards the head of the screw when you're putting them back in, if that'll help at all, because it's going through metal up here towards the end. I don't know. Like Charlie said, same with me. I'm probably just going to leave it anyways. But those were the only things I noticed. I didn't break anything else. A 3000 kV motor. It's not insanely fast anyways. But it's held up to my abuse quite well. Keep in mind, if you do buy this, if the ESC has XT60 connectors, so if you're running something, you know, with the Deans or whatever else you like to run, keep that in mind. You're going to have to solder on your own end, or do like I do. I just buy the adapters because I don't like soldering. No problems. I know Charlie had an issue where on landings his car would shut off. I didn't, thankfully, ever have that problem. So that's about all I got to say. You can check out my running videos to see how this thing performs. So overall, for me, in my mind, was it a good purchase? Well, I'm thinking about it too. Carisma gives you these body washers when you get the truck, and they're made out of foam, and they do not last long whatsoever. So if you're really looking to protect your body to the max, I would advise picking up some plastic body washers. If you buy Traxxas vehicles, you always get a little bag with some of those in there. They work well because these foam ones do not. So for my purposes, for $150, am I happy with my purchase overall? Could I recommend this to somebody? Yeah, I could recommend it to somebody. It's a 1/10 scale minus the battery and charger, ready to run. Brushless two-wheel drive short course truck for $150. I gravitated towards this just because it was something different. It's not something that you see a whole lot over here in the States. At least on YouTube, you don't see it a whole lot. And when I was going back and forth about whether or not to buy this truck, I always reference Google, I always reference YouTube, and there just wasn't a whole lot out there on it. So I thought, you know what, the heck with it. I'm going to buy it, review it myself, so there's somebody else out there is thinking about it. Maybe I can possibly, hopefully, give some information that would help them to make a better informed buying decision. But for $150, I think it was a good purchase. I've had far worse RC buys in my time. But keep in mind, servo out of the box, slow. Tires, pretty horrible. There's just no way around it. They look really sweet, but they're hard as hell. But I think I could definitely recommend this. The transmitter you get with it, I'm not going to go on and on about it. It's a ready-to-run transmitter. You've got all your adjustabilities and dual rates. It performs as it should. That's all I'm really ever looking for. But I feel that I can give this one a thumbs up. It's not without its shortcomings. But if you're looking for something slightly different, like I said, for the price, you're getting a metal chassis, a mid-motor mount setup, and you're also getting metal shock towers. It offers something a little different than the norm from what is typically seen. And once again, I mentioned in the unboxing, the body does look really nice. It is a sharp-looking truck, albeit not the best performing truck. But I'm happy with it. Am I going to keep it? I'm not sure yet. Unless I absolutely fall in love with a truck that I review, I typically put them up for sale so that I can afford to buy something else to feature on my channel. I don't hate this truck, but I'm also not of the mindset, oh my God, I love it, I got to keep it. I'm not sure just yet what I'm going to do. If I decide to keep it over the winter, I'm definitely buying new tires. I'm going to buy a slightly better servo. So if I do decide to keep it, I'm sure come next spring when the weather improves, you're going to see me probably with another video on this to see with better tires and servo how much more I might enjoy it. But, it's not something that's of the norm. I might very well hang on to it. I'm not sure just yet. But that's my review. For $150, I don't think you can go wrong. Just keep in mind with the tires and the servo, altogether not a huge surprise, and some ready to runs anyways. But the Carisma M10SC, I think, is a good buy for the money. It's enjoyable, and I've had no major breakages on it, so I got to give it a thumbs up. It's been a good time. If you have any further questions about this truck or anything else that I'm doing, be sure to drop it down in the comments section. And as always, I appreciate you watching my videos. I really appreciate a like, comment, and if you haven't, think about subscribing. Until next time, everybody have a great day. Take care.